Hello there, and welcome to the Pint-Sized Healing Podcast. My name is Max Thompson. Let's get started. So today I wanted to talk to you about an aspect of our healing journey that still kind of frustrates and baffles me sometimes, although I am getting a little bit better at it. That is the following. When we are talking about healing and healing, personal growth, self-development, it's all kind of part of the same process that we go through. And one of the things that is often said, and I wholeheartedly agree with, is that we need to accept ourselves as we are. Sharp edges, cracks, everything included. I think it's Elizabeth Gilbert who says, embrace the glorious mess that you are. And she's, that's hitting the nail on the head. We do need to accept who we are and where we're at in order for us to move forward. And part of that is we have to accept that abuse and trauma is part of our past and has made us into who we are, and that's okay. So accepting that we've been traumatized and that trauma has had an effect, and that has made us, and that has maybe given us PTSD, or it has maybe caused some health issues, or it has maybe cost us some friendships or some relationships, or whatever it has cost us. It often has cost us money as well. So we have to accept that those things are true, but then at the same time we have to feel quite a strong inner drive to want to improve on who we are, and wanting to heal the trauma that has affected us, which is what I often refer to as the personal growth paradox. On the one hand, we want to accept ourselves as we are while still feeling that drive to fix the sharp edges and cracks that we are embracing and accepting. And it's not always an easy balance to keep when we're in that process. And there is days when I can just be the cruelest person in the world to myself and say the most horrid things in my own head that, seriously, if anyone would say anything like that to any of my friends, a can of whoop ass would be opened. But somehow we say those things to ourselves. But without the drive to want to improve ourselves, I think that healing becomes really difficult, because it is not an easy process to go through. Healing isn't la-di-da. Healing is hard work. It's dark stuff. It isn't necessarily a fun process to go through. It's worth it, definitely. It's absolutely worth it, but it's not easy, and it's not a light, happy, la-di-da-di process to go through. So one of the things and one of the ideas that really helped me to make a better, or have a better conversation with myself when it comes to that, and managing that paradox, is rather than saying, I want to change this about me, to say, I want to learn to be a better me. So rather than saying, hey, I want to change Mags, whatever aspect I'd be thinking about at that time, I would say, I want to learn a better way of being Mags, right? So instead of I want to change my self-care habits, I would say, I want to learn how to become better at self-care, just as a random example. Because I think more often than not, healing is not about forcing change, because change can be quite, if we want to change ourselves, we can be a little bit too hard-handed and too forceful with ourselves. And if we say, hey, do you know what? I just want to learn better skills. I want to learn to be better at emotional regulation, at boundaries, at healthy self-expression, at trusting, at self-care. these are all skills that you can learn. And I think if you view healing more in terms of learning better skills rather than trying to change who you are or who you've become as a result of the traumatic events that happened in your life, then I think you can approach yourself with a lot more compassion. And I think compassion towards yourself, seriously, is such an important part to determine your success at overcoming trauma and abuse. So, having said that, personal growth paradox, very confusing, but try and take it from I want to change myself to I want to learn to be a better version of myself. I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time.